We'll start with Dan Fogelberg. Ghosts comes from The Innocent Age, his 7th studio album and one of his most successful. It's a double album, and this is the final song on the 2nd record.
Sometimes in the night I feel it, near is my next breath and yet untouchable. Silently the past comes stealing, like the taste of some forbidden sweet. Along the walls and shadowed rafters, moving like a thought through haunted atmospheres. Muted cries and echoed laughter, banished dreams that never sank in sleep.
Feels like it's gonna get big. Slowly building.
Lost in love and found in reason, questions that the mind can find no answers for. Ghostly eyes conspire treason as they gather just outside the door. And every ghost that calls upon us,
interesting drums,
brings another measure in the mystery. Death is there to keep us honest and constantly remind us we are free. Down the ancient corridors, through the gates of time, run the ghosts of days that we left behind. Down the ancient corridors, through the gates of time, run the ghosts of dreams that we left
Wow.
Sometimes in the night I feel it, near is my next breath and yet untouchable. Silently the past comes stealing, like the taste of some forbidden sweet. And every ghost that calls upon us brings another measure in the mystery. Death is there to keep us honest,
Timpani.
and constantly remind us we are free. Down the ancient corridors,
Wow. I know I always say that, probably too much, but I gotta think of a better word for this. Insane. So much that surprised me. I know only 2 songs by him, I think. Longer. I've known that my whole life, since probably whenever it came out. And then Same Old Lang Syne, whatever it's called. I think I reacted to that at the beginning of my channel. But this epic piece that probably no one I know has heard, probably. I don't know if it was famous, probably not, based on views. Of course, he has some other big hits that I have yet to discover, but this was brilliant. Right up my alley in so many ways. The ending alone, didn't know what we were going to get, but it was beyond amazing. It was dark, very thunderous, orchestral, but then as it faded out, the choir stayed. The beautiful choir, another surprise. Wow. Of course, I loved hearing new sides to his voice. He sounded a bit different here than longer. So expressive. I'd call his vocals crisp. They sounded very crisp. Of course, excellent vibrato. Wow, he really got to show off a lot here. And that's just the voice, all the music, all the melodies. Of course, the orchestra elements that came in. So much here that I fell in love with. Very interesting, solemn melodies throughout. I need to figure out the meaning of this song. Obviously, with a title like Ghosts, it could be something deep, something dark, something meaningful, I'm sure. I love the super slow build. You know, it took its time, probably a couple minutes, well, maybe a minute or two to get to that chorus. Wow. And then when the chorus came, boom, a big payoff. Amazing. The chorus was actually the brightest part of the song, I think. But I love that they added these epic strings, just so much energy there. Wow. And then right after the chorus, they go straight into this epic electric guitar solo. Another surprise. Wow. It actually kind of reminded me of Pink Floyd in little ways, but hey, I'll take that any day. It stayed epic. The choir came in. It kind of reminded me of huge songs like Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen or Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, especially the Kennedy Center Honors performance where Hart did a tribute. It had those same big moments, the orchestra, of course, the choir. So it really reminded me of all that. And wow, what a great comparison. Never thought I'd be comparing a Dan Fogelberg song to the greatest songs by Queen and Led Zeppelin. I really liked how the drums were doing some interesting things. They came in slamming, but in other sections they sounded like muted or something. I don't know the exact terminology, maybe reversed. There was this cool kind of like a going on here and there. Wow, that was very interesting. One element in a song with many amazing elements. I love how Dan really showed off how big and bold he could sing in the choruses, and then of course calmer, quieter, and crisp in the verses. Wow, just loved it all. Shades of Pink Floyd again towards the end. You know, what more could I want? They gave me so much here. The melodies, the darkness that I love, the orchestra that I love, amazing vocals, choir. I mean, more and more that I didn't mention probably. Just an amazing, big surprise with Dan today. And again, that ending, epic, amazing, one of the best endings to a song I've ever heard for sure. It's up there at the very top. Never thought I'd say this, but this one's getting the double epic platinum record award. Yes, for Ghosts by Dan Fogelberg, 1981. Incredible.